top. I'm down here and he's up there. And we are living life.
In this video, I will show you my itinerary for my road trip to this magnificent land in under 13 minutes. Stay tuned because this road trip will cover absolutely gorgeous sights such as these waterfalls, along with these absolutely magnificent beaches. Some of them you will not see anywhere else in the whole world, to these ginormous craters in these mystical lands. And don't forget these geysers, there are 50 of them dotted all over this country. And the best part, volcanoes. I will be showing you all. When you land in Reykjavik, get yourself a 4x4.
Right, got ourselves a Dynjandi. For 10 days they're charging 844 euros.
Paying this much for a 4x4 is typical for Iceland, as it's quite an expensive country to travel in. So the first thing you need to do is visit the city and get the boring parts out of the way. Oh, and definitely try this bakery, it's amazing. And after that, drive to your first stop, which is this mountain called Kirkjufell, Iceland's most photographed attraction.
Looks more incredible at the bottom, to be honest with you. So he came from the top all the way here. Yeah, water flows and this is the view. It's really nice, really peaceful. Obviously no hike required whatsoever. Parking is just around the corner, so you can just walk straight through and yeah, enjoy the views really.
This place looked absolutely breathtaking. I just sat there and marveled at this view. I also tried these amazing fish and chips and pet some really friendly horses. After exploring this place, I headed to Dynjandi, true hidden gem of this place.
If you want to feel alive, you want to experience what's it like to feel alive, this is the place to be. Wow, unbelievable.
This place for me was the highlight of the trip. Yes, the drive was very strenuous and it was difficult to do in one day, but it was definitely worth it once you make it to this place, because this waterfall is so captivating. And most of all, most people don't actually come to this place as it's quite a drive away from the Diamond Circle route. And that's what makes this place even better, because you don't get as many tourists. Therefore, it's the perfect spot to forget about all your worries in life.
Wow, that was unbelievable, honestly. I just sat there and enjoyed this view, seriously. Can't take enough of it.
After that, we did a long, boring drive towards Hverir Geothermal area and Dettifoss. I recommend staying there for at least 2 to 3 days, as there is lots to explore. This geothermal area is definitely my favorite one in Iceland, especially when you compare it to Geysir, which is located in the Golden Circle.
This is the reason why people say Iceland is unique. Why Iceland is one of the most magnificent places in the whole wide world, because of this very phenomenon that happen here all the time, 24/7. And this is probably the reason why. If you're not much of a hiker, if you're not into nature anyway, but if you want to see some cool stuff, this is the place to be.
After that, I would recommend heading towards Myvatn, which is a perfect spot to unwind and relax after a difficult day of hiking and exploring. After that, head to Geysir crater as well, and then head to Dettifoss the next day, which is the most powerful waterfall in all of Iceland and an absolute sight to behold.
One thing I must say, you can see how magnificent, how absolutely ginormous this Dettifoss actually is. And honestly, like, I've seen all the other ones. Gullfoss and Dettifoss are the two that are absolutely like, you get shocked how and amazed how big and mighty they actually are.
After seeing the most powerful waterfall in Iceland, it was time to see one of the tallest waterfalls in Iceland. Therefore, our next destination was It's a bit of a hike to get to this place, and the weather can be a bit up and down as well. Therefore, I would recommend to plan this properly. You will need a full day to do this hike and stay there and take pictures, and I would also recommend staying there for one night as well in order to experience true Icelandic wilderness.
We made it! Hengifoss! In all its glory, baby! All its glory, all the way down. Stunning as ever.
After a long day of hiking, this place is the perfect spot to chill. Costs about 10 euros or $12 to enter these thermal pools, which are completely natural, by the way. I stayed at this place, therefore it was free for us. Details are in the description below. After that, it was time to go to the most picturesque spot in Iceland. Vestrahorn really took my breath away. It's a perfect place to do a whole day of exploring. There's no particular hiking involved, but I would also recommend staying here for one day, as you'll need time to explore the black sand beach and the mountains. Costs somewhere between 10 to 15 euros to enter this area.
If this isn't heaven, I don't know what is. Honestly. Stunning as ever. Wow.
This part of Iceland has a lot of beaches, so our next destination was Diamond Beach. And it's definitely one of the most unique beaches I've ever been to in my entire life, as I've never seen pieces of ice, big and small, just spread like salt on this beach. Don't get me wrong, there are other beaches in Iceland as well, like Stor or Hoffen, which offer a unique perspective, but nowhere in this world you will find a beach that has small pieces of iceberg just laying there on the beach. You don't need a full day to explore this area, but I would recommend taking a boat tour that takes you close to the glacier. But be very careful about which tour you take, as some of them can be quite expensive but not as entertaining. You can also see Vatnajökull glacier from this point as well, which is one of the largest glaciers in all of Europe. There are so many spots on this road trip where you can stop your car and enjoy.
This is absolutely bat shit crazy. Wow. The whole place is covered in blocks of ice. From the biggest one that is absolutely ginormous right towards the end, to the smaller ones right next to me, right there. Where is this ice coming from? From a glacier right over there. You see a bit of white stuff in the background. That's the biggest glacier here, called Vatnajökull, I think. It has an arm. One of the arms actually coming in, I can't remember the name of it. Comes all the way down through that bridge. See a block of ice here? Ends up right here. You can see the water flowing directly into the sea. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Something that is truly unique. I don't think you'll ever find this anywhere in the whole world.
After staying there the night, we head off to Landmannalaugar, which in my opinion offers some of the best hikes and best views of Iceland, as it's situated west of Vatnajökull glacier and has its own flora and fauna. There is a lot of volcanic activity in this area as well. That's why you can see the red and yellow mixed in with ice in these mountains. I recommend doing this easy day hike called Brennisteinssalda, where you get to the top of this amazing mountain, and views from there are just simply mind-blowing. Luckily, the day we went there, it was sunny. In terms of weather, it was the best day we've had on this trip. Therefore, I would recommend that whenever you get good weather, make the most of it, as doing this hike in this weather was definitely an icing on the cake.
Wow. There's more to the story. Water starts appearing. Something that was already so beautiful and unique becomes even more complicated, more complex, more amazing. And every time it exceeds the expectation, to say the least.
After Landmannalaugar, you can head off to Gullfoss and Geysir Geothermal area, which are the two main gems of the Golden Circle. I'd already been to these places on a previous occasion, and I was mesmerized, and that's exactly why I wanted to see it again.
Not gonna lie, the aura of this place has really been messed around with, because there's a lot of tourists around now. I don't know whether you guys can see, there's people everywhere, from behind me, ahead of me. it's just not the same anymore. You know, I came here in 2017, there was a lot less people around, but now after COVID especially, people are really out and about, and that's really messed up the mythical, you know, strange phenomena that this was. Not anymore.
Gullfoss offered the same vibe as well. Even though the waterfall itself was mighty and giant and definitely had a presence, it was somewhat diminished by the amount of people that were there. So overall, I would say to avoid the Golden Circle when you're doing this road trip.
Iceland is land of waterfalls because I've shown you so many. This is the last one of the ones that I've shown you, of course, and it doesn't end. I haven't even shown you all of them, but this is the one that everybody comes to. Look at this. Look at this. Look how many people there are over here. Unbelievable.
My last spot on this trip was hiking an active volcano called Fagradalfjall. Though it looks like a dangerous and daunting task, it was actually quite mild and fairly easy. And I would definitely recommend that you guys should include this on your list. This volcano erupted after 800 years in 2021 and then again in 2022 and 2023, and is situated right next to Reykjavik and is 30 minutes away from the airport, which means that if you have an evening flight to catch, you can do this hike in the morning, as it only takes 5 to 6 hours, as it offers some of the most gorgeous views along with freshly solidified lava.
Reached the highest point that I can reach on this trail. This is where it ends, and these are the views that you get from the top. Wow. And of course, you can see the volcano right there, right behind me, which is completely dormant, not working at all, unfortunately. Today's its rest day, I suppose.
Some of the places that I missed on this trip that I want you to include in your road trip is Seljalandsfoss, which is definitely one of the most picturesque waterfalls that you'll see in all of Iceland, and it's very easy to get to as well. You can even go behind this waterfall as well, and it's quite an invigorating experience. I didn't go here this time because I've already been here previously. I'd also recommend that you should include Vik in your itinerary as well, which is a beach that has the World War II abandoned plane. And last but not least, include this waterfall called Gullfoss on your list, because it's conveniently located right next to the main road and very easy to get to. There are steps that take you to the top of this waterfall as well. It's a place you won't regret visiting no matter what the weather.
I can't say no more. Just get here, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Like, share and subscribe, of course. Thank you so much for supporting me, and I will carry on doing this for you guys. Just let me know in the comments below, where would you like me to go, and I'll see you in the next one.